Nam Sankirtan Ki Hare Krishna. Om Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshavam Meditam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pachari Nirvishesha Sanyavadi Pachasta Deva Pancha Prasada Krishna Sva Sindhya Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So when I came to America last time in Boston, I was addressing a group of teenage group of children. So they were asking a very important question which is very relevant to their lives. One of them was asking, the greatest problem I face in dealing with my peers is when we make comparison with one another. And oftentimes, we try to copy what our peers are doing. And we also want to be validated by how many likes we get, how many dislikes we get. So that girl was telling that I lost my friendship with my one of the closest girls because of competing with her. Actually, we both were best of friends, but because of that competition, the drift came between us. The cleavage came between us, and then we lost our friendship. So then I told them I will speak on a very important topic called release steam by self-esteem. That's the topic I spoke on. What is the meaning of the topic? I tell you. See, sometimes some kind of steam builds up in our head when we compare ourselves with others. And just like in your cooker in the kitchen, if steam becomes more and more, what do? If you allow the steam to remain in the cooker, what will happen? It can burst. Can burst. Therefore, there is a whistle kept, correct? Like the whistle gives sound, 3 whistles, then you remove it, isn't it? Similarly, we also should have a vent out mechanism by which we don't allow our head to get cooked up. And when does the head get cooked up? When we make unhealthy comparisons with one another. See, every age has certain characteristics. So, especially when from childhood to the teenage, is an age where we all want to prove ourselves to the world. That I am somebody and I can do something very wonderful. And then there are also others who want to also prove. Then when multiple people want to prove themselves, then there is a competition between them all. So today you are going to learn 5 things. I am going to tell you A, B, C, D, E. If you learn and apply these 5 things, you can very easily release the steam in your head and you can feel cool in all type of situations. Whether you get victory or you get defeat, you get profit or you get loss, you get honor or you get dishonor. In all situations, you can be very cool-headed. So, after I tell all the 5, at the end, I'm going to ask you all to revise those 5. Okay? A, B, C. Let's see who all will remember that. Okay? But the examples that I'm going to give are understandable even to those small children. What is his age? Those 2 boys? What's their age?
How old are you?
Yeah? What's your age?
Who is that?
9. And how old is he?
9.
Both are 9. They're twins, is it? Okay. So even they can understand. You will see that when I ask questions, they will understand it. It's very, the topic is elementary, but the application is very vital. The degree you apply it in your life, you will see a big change. And what I'm going to teach you is based on the Shastra, but the application is also taught in the Shastra in a very easy manner. It is So the first, I told you, A is always the repeat of me. Aspire to be good, you will end up becoming great. So in this world, there are two words. You want to be good or you want to be great, generally. Ask yourself. In this world, people are trying to become which one?
Great.
How many of you agree that most people want to become great? Yeah. So, when Srila Prabhupada came to America, did he come to America to become great or to be good in just executing the order of his guru? Which one? Correct, no? But ultimately ended up becoming great. So you will see all the great people, they never thought they are going to become great. But their focus was only on good. Many, many great people can give examples for this. Like you see, Einstein, till 2003, sorry, 1993, uh, he was actually not 1993, 1893, the genius of the previous century. So, correct, 1904, I think, 1904, 1903. That is the time he became the genius of the century, correct now? So, if you see 1 year before that, he was working as a clerk in an office, and he requested for giving promotion as a from clerk post to a higher post, and for that he got a firing because he was considered good for nothing. But in 1 year, 1904, he published 4 papers. The theory of relativity paper came, and then energy and E equal to mc square that he published. So 4 papers he published: relativity. One was on relativity, one was on energy mass equivalence. Like that, 4 papers he published. The very same year, he was declared as genius of the century. Can you imagine? And the whole world, the outlook of Einstein totally changed. So he was actually researching in the previous years, but nobody recognized his work. But in 1904, when he published the paper, he became a very big genius after that. So even he never thought he was going to become a genius. Century. Many people, you will see that if you focus on goodness, God will make you great. Example. Okay, let me tell you an example. You all know Yudhishthira Maharaj, correct? Yudhishthira Maharaj. One day, he and the Pandavas went to the forest. They were in the forest. And all the other Pandavas were very thirsty. So they went in search of water. They found a lake where there was a Yaksha living. And the Yaksha invisibly spoke. Don't touch the water. It's my property. If you drink this water, you will die. So one by one, Arjuna went, Bhima went. They didn't care for the Yaksha's words. They said, who are you hiding and talking like this? They said, if you don't come now here, then we will go ahead drinking. If you have the guts, come in front of us. Like that they said. So then you all know what happened. One by one, they drank water and they all died. So the only survival was Yudhishthira Maharaj. He arrived there, and he always was follower of Dharma. So when he was told not to drink water, he didn't drink water. He controlled his thirst. And then he asked the Yaksha, I don't know where you are. You're telling me to stop, so I will stop. So what do you think I should do? The Yaksha said, I have many questions to ask. If you answer those questions, then I will allow you to drink this water, he said. And you see, look at your brothers, they all have died because they drank the water, they didn't listen to me. So you used to answer 120 questions, he answered, one after another. All questions perfectly, he answered. And Yaksha became completely satisfied. And Yaksha asked him, now that I'm very pleased with you, I will do any favor that you may want to, take from me. So your 4 brothers are lying dead. Pick up one of them, he said. Can any of you guess which was the brother that Yudhishthira Maharaj chose to pick up from the dead? Because only one brother he can pick out of 4. So which brother he chose? Can any of you guess?
Sahaji?
He chose Nakul. Yeah. Yeah. Can you say why he chose Nakul instead of Arjuna or Bhima? Even Yaksha was surprised. Yaksha asked him, I thought he would choose Arjuna because Arjuna is a very great warrior. He is the commander in chief of the Mahabharata army. Or you could have chosen next to Arjuna. Whom can you think of? Bhima. Bhima can lift all the Pandavas on his shoulder and run in the forest. And if he catches the mace in the hand, nobody will survive. Very, very mighty. But why he didn't choose Bhima or Arjuna, and why did he choose Nakul? Any of you? His attempt was correct. Close. Yeah. Yes.
Because Prabhuji, Nakul knows all the medicine and he was intelligent in all the
That was not the reason for which he chose. No, yes, Mataji, yeah.
Because he promised Madri that he will take care of Madri's sons.
His sons, yeah. Exactly. Give her an applause. So what he said, he told Yaksha, see, we three of us are Kunti's sons. Who? There is Yudhishthir, Bhima and Arjuna. And Madri's sons are two. Ashwini Kumaras. Through Ashwini Kumaras, she got those two, Nakul and Sahadev. So he told Yaksha that for Kunti, I am there, alive. And for Madri also, one of the children should be alive. So that there will be no impartiality. There will be no partiality. I want to be impartial to both the mothers. Or both mothers should be given equal treatment. So when Yaksha heard it, he was so pleased. So Yudhishthira, you are so broad-minded and so equal to all living beings. I am pleased with you. I will give you all the four brothers back. He gave. So Yudhishthira's aspiration was to get one brother, and he ended up getting all the brothers. That's why I told you, first formula. All of you repeat this. Aspire to be good, you will end up becoming great. I'll tell you another story. I'll tell you another from Ramayana. I'll just give one example. You all know there was one very old Jatayu, correct? No? He was so extremely old, and at one point of time, he saw in the skyway Ravana carrying Mother Sita in the chariot, Pushpaviman and flying. So immediately he flew and he blocked the way. And looking at the old eagle, Ravana laughed and said, you old eagle, get away from my way, he said, otherwise I will finish you. You know what Jatayu said? He said, as long as my life is there in my body, you cannot take Sita ahead, he said. And Ravana thought he's just joking. So, but then Jatayu proved it. Jatayu with his beaks, he tore the kavach of Ravana, armor. With his two hands, he caught the mule and tore it to pieces. So Ravana's mule means like horse-like thing. That also died, and Ravana's kavacha was also torn away. So in this way, Ravana understood that this old eagle is also very mighty. He is very old, but he is also very powerful, very mighty. Then he took a sword, like that he cut one of the wings. Then Jatayu lost his balance, and then flapping the other wing, it came down, gliding down. It was about to fall to the ground. And at that time, Sita saw the plight of Jatayu. She closed her face like this and loudly cried. Hearing the wailing of Sita, again Jatayu rose to the sky with only one wing. After flapping the wing and climbing up, and again he went and attacked Ravana. And Ravana cut that wing also, second wing also. Now both the wings slipped off. Jatayu had no support. Then he fell to the ground in a total mess. Blood oozing out of his body. And of course, Ravana went ahead. So, anyone who looks at this war, whom do you think was victorious in this battle? Ravana or Jatayu? Ravana only. Because Ravana won. Jatayu lost. And Ravana took Sita away also. So, from a material point of view, Ravana was victorious. Jatayu was failure. But you know what happened? Very soon, Ram and Lakshman arrived there and they saw Jatayu. They heard the news. And Lord Rama embraced Jatayu and cried. He said, I treat you like my own father. For my Sita's sake, you gave your life. I'm so pleased with you. He said, this very evening, I'll send you to spiritual world. And Lord Rama performed the last oblations of water and Keshti he did. And Jatayu immediately got a spiritual body. And the chariot from the spiritual world, the golden swan came and he carried him to the spiritual world. So now why did I tell you the story? In this Jatayu's pastime, Jatayu was actually, he was old eagle. So he tried his best, correct, no? He did what he could. So did he ask for anything from anybody for while doing this work? Like Jatayu, did he plan that, okay, if I attack Ravana and do something to him, I will get something in return? Did he plan anything? He didn't plan anything. He only thought this is the right thing to do. At this time, Sita is being carried away. I have to protect Sita and she should be handed out to Rama. And in turn, what I should get, did he think about it? Huh? Did he think about the result or did he think about the work? Yeah, he only thought about the work. The work is to protect Sita and hand her over to Rama. That's all. But generally, what do we think? We think about the work or the results. We think about the results. That's why I told all of you, first formula I told you. Please repeat, aspire to be good,
Aspire to be good.
aspire to do good,
Aspire to
you
do
will
good.
end up becoming great.
And end up becoming great.
Correct? This is the first one I told. So, generally what happens, people try to become great. One example I tell you, one boy, he wanted to become very popular in YouTube. He saw that his friend is singing, uploading in the YouTube, and he's getting thousands of viewers. So he thought, I will also go home and sing. I will also play a guitar and sing, and I'll upload it. Let us see how many thousands of people watch me. So he saw only 120 people watched it. He didn't even exceed 1,000, so he became very morose. Then he started, sending this video clip to so many people, all his school friends, and tuition friends, and his earlier house where they were staying, those friends, and very frantically he worked. So hard he worked day and night to send this link, but everybody said, you have sung something, and the guitar is only mediocre. It's not that great. Some people frankly told him. So he became more and more disappointed. So later on, one friend told him, you see, the problem with you is you are focusing on promoting the product, but not on the quality of the product. Huh? The other fellow, he has focused on which one? Making the product of good quality. They said that your beats you are playing in the guitar and the song you are singing, it's not that impressive. First go to your teacher and learn properly. So then the boy went for a year training, and then after 1 year, when he sang the same song with a beautiful guitar, when he put several thousands of people watched it. So later on, he realized his mistake was what? Instead of focusing on the work to be done, he was focusing on promoting it more. Correct, no? So therefore, in our life, we should learn to aspire to do good and not think about how famous I will become by this. Like one boy in India, he had a desire to study in America. So he would open the GRE book. But as soon as he opened the GRE book, immediately he would see the aeroplane. And he will think, I will give the GRE exam, I will crack the exam, and I will fly in the plane to America. And all my friends will remain in India, and I say Tata to them. And I'll become a great in America. I will go and do computer science, and I'll open a .com company. I'll become a big owner and become there's that so many things he was thinking. And he realized that he didn't study anything 3-4 hours. What was he doing? What do you call that as? Daydreaming. You see? Is dreaming good or bad? What do you think? He's saying good. Is bad? Okay, how many of you say dreaming is bad? This kind of one should not dream. Okay. How many of you say dreaming is good? Oh, really? But this boy, what was he doing right or wrong? That means you agree that what he did was right, correct? No, but he couldn't crack the GRE exam. Because as soon as you opened the book, he was thinking about flying in the plane, going to America, and then doing computer science, and then he will become a very big owner and everything. He dreamt and dreamt and dreamt. Finally, he couldn't crack the exam only. Therefore, it is said daydreaming is bad. It's not good. But dreaming is not bad. Dreaming with a deadline is called goal setting. Dreaming, if you have a deadline for your dreaming, then it is called goal setting. But if you don't dream with the deadline, then it is called what dream? Daydreaming. So which is good, which is bad? Daydreaming is bad. Actually, there are many stories on daydreaming. There was one girl in India. She was carrying a milk pot on her head. Sorry, one milkmaid. And she was thinking, I will sell all this milk and I will get a lot of money and I will purchase more cows and I'll get more milk and I'll sell more milk. And then she said, I will marry a big jamindar as my husband. And then she said, if the jamindar doesn't listen to me, I will give him a big slap, like that she said. And when slapping, you know what happened? You know what happened? And she was the dream only, she was holding buttermilk pot on the head. She said, I'll slap him. Milk pot. So the milk pot fell down and it cracked and all the milk went to the ground. Do you think she ever married a Jamindar? What was she doing? Daydreaming. So now you tell me, daydreaming is good or bad? Daydreaming is bad. But we should dream with the daydream. So I was telling you, this boy was promoting the video. He was focusing on promoting himself rather than producing quality work. So instead of, therefore, one should, first point I told you was aspire to do good, you will end up becoming great. So I gave you the example of Prabhupada. Prabhupada, when he came to America, he never wanted to become great. He wanted to do some good work for the hippies, and he ended up becoming great. And same thing with many people. Martin Luther King today is the day, no? Yes, no? Yeah. People like that, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, you will see these people, every one of them, all these people, you will see that they worked for some cause and they never aspire to get anything in return. But there are mundane causes, there are spiritual causes. Jatai worked for which cause? Spiritual cause. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the second one. Second one is, I told you, A, B, C, D, I told you, right? A, I finished now. B, let me tell you. You all can repeat after me. Bhakti is for all.
Bhakti is for all.
Big and small.
Big and small.
So this is the devotee slogan. Or if you want to speak a slogan for the outsiders, I will tell you another slogan in B. Big and small
Big and small.
have the potential to stand tall. Stand tall. Big and small have the potential to stand tall.
Big and small have the potential.
Now you may wonder, how can a small person stand tall? Only tall person can stand tall, correct? No? And now I'll tell you example. When when Hanuman went to Ravana's palace, of course, they took him to Ravana's palace. After Ashok Vatika, he created a lot of trouble. They took him there. And Ravana wanted to insult him in the public. All the ministers were all sitting, ha, 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 ha. Everyone was laughing, looking at him. And Ravana was sitting on an elevated seat, and Hanuman was actually made to stand, and he was not given any seat to sit. So then Ravana asked him, "Hey monkey, who are you?" He asked him. And Hanuman thought, how can I answer his question without him giving a seat for me? I am a representative of Rama, and he's not given me any seat. Immediately he folded his tail like a seat, down, 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 down. And then he made such a tall seat, and Hanuman sat there. And Ravana had to see like this, where is that monkey? Earlier, he was looking down at Hanuman. Now, he had to look up at Hanuman. And then Hanuman told him, Dasoham Kaushalendrasya, he said. I am the servant of the king of Kaushaladesh. Who is that? Ramachandra. He said, Dasoham Kaushalendrasya, like that he said. And then he said, you can consider insulting Rama, but I will not let you insult him. You cannot even insult Rama's servant. How will you insult Rama? Like that he asked him. So, apparently the monkey was short, but now he stood tall. Correct, no? You will see that. So, how can big and small can stand tall? Many people who are small, due to inferiority complex, they get a terrible problem with their mind in this world. See, there was one squirrel. This is a story from Rig Veda. This squirrel came out of mountain, a hole. And then he heard someone laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Very loud laughter he heard. And I'm wondering, what is this? Who is laughing? He turned behind and saw the mountain with its forest on its back. It was laughing. Ha, ha, ha. The whole forest was moving up and down. So he understood that this mountain is teasing me, that I am very small. He is very big. So then he sang a poem. He coined a poem. He said, oh, my dear mountain, you may consider yourself far bigger than me, and you may consider me much smaller than you. But let me tell you, I can crack a nut which you cannot crack. Although I cannot hold the forest on my back like the way you can do. Like that he said. Okay, you are proud of holding the forest on your back. You are very great. But that doesn't make me small, because I can crack a nut which you cannot crack. So, the moral of the story is what? Actually, God has created each of us with some unique abilities. which even many big people may not have. Another story in Panchatantra I will tell you. Once upon a time, rats always make noise. You see, they make sounds. So one lion was peacefully snoring and sleeping, and this rat made noise, made sounds. The lion got up, and the lion became very angry on the rat, like that he caught him in his hand, and with his angry glance he looked at him. Then the rat was trembling. Sir, please don't eat me up, don't eat me up. He knows that lion puts everything in the mouth, not like a deer or whatever. And the lion laughed and said, "You fool, why will I eat you? You are so tiny, you are not fit enough for to even breakfast also. No? If I eat you, you'll go to one corner of my belly. You are useless. But because you made noise, I became angry. Get lost from here. You threw him away." Then the rat was very happy that his life was saved. So he thanked the lion and said, "Sir, since you saved my life today, I will help you someday in future," he said. The lion said, "You will help me, you tiny tot. Get lost, get away from here," he said. He chastised him and drove him away. And the rat went away. But another day, the lion got caught in a net. And the lion, with all his might, could not escape himself. Whom do you think came to help? The rat. Isn't it? Yeah, the rat came. Rat has a special type of teeth God has given. With that teeth, he can bite, and you can see rat, they make sound. You've seen that? They can bite and they can move this thing. And the lion was saved. So that's why I told you, mm, big and small have the potential to stand tall. I said. That means as much as big people have some ability, small people also have some other ability which may not be there with big people. Like for example, these are 5 fingers. Every finger has some ability, right? This is for challenge. We show that, right? Like this. And this is for indicating finger. If you want to indicate someone. And this can have the pride that I am the tallest finger, correct? No? Amongst all the fingers. This is the tallest one. And this finger has the pride that everybody puts a ring in me, gold ring. So everybody has something to boast about. But this tiny finger, can he boast about himself? So this tiny finger can get inferiority complex. So I am the smallest finger. I am neither am I tall. Nobody will put ring on me. I can't even be useful for pointing anyone. I can't be used for showing challenge. Good for nothing. But you will see this finger can do something which other fingers can't do. What is it? Sometimes we can do like this. We do like this sometimes. So, yeah, this is the only finger which can go inside. Yeah?
Without the pinky finger, you actually lose like 75% of the punch strike too.
Like you said, other fingers can't move. You say.
No.
Apparently, if you cut this finger, then you lose 75% of your punch strength. Punch power.
And punch power is says. For punching, you need 5 fingers. Then only you get power. Correct, no? Without this finger, the punch will not be effective. He's saying. Correct. That means it has its value also. So I was telling this in one class. Where was it? I think I was telling in San Jose. I think San Jose was telling. There is one little girl. She's in second standard. That girl said, "Prabhuji, I know one more thing what this finger can do," she said. I asked, "What is that?" Lord Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, she said, with this finger only. I told the girl, "Thank you for teaching me a new lesson. I will quote this in my lectures." I said. So, therefore I told you, big and small, this is big finger, but it's a small finger. But both have the potential to stand tall. That was the point. So, in that connection, there are 8 types of intelligences I'm going to tell you. Remember this formula. It's called a Slimbil, Slimbil. One more they added now, totally 8. S for spatial visual. That means some of you are artists amongst you. L for linguistic. Some people know more than 5-6 languages. You are expert in learning languages. I for interpersonal. You are very good people dealing. You are a people. You can deal with people very nicely. You are gregarious by nature. And M for musical. Some of you are very good in singing songs, or playing harmonium, playing kathak. And B for bodily kinesthetic, which means you are good in sports, boxing, or karate, or sports, or Bharatanatyam, body related, activity related. And I for intrapersonal, which means they can put you in a room with some 20 books, and you can remain there for 1 month also. Some people are intrapersonal, they are very philosophical minded people. They are happy with books. They don't need anybody like that. And they can also explain philosophy very deeply. They can become orators, speakers, and all. And L for logical mathematical. Some people have a mathematical mindset. Everything they can express with an equation. They are very expert in that. And N for naturalistic, which means eco-friendliness, environment. You are concerned about the environment. There are people working for eco-friendliness of the world. So out of this 8, how many of you felt when I told you that at least one or more of this you identify with? You can raise a hand. At least one out of this 8. You strongly connect with. Correct? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. How many of you felt that Prabhuji, I don't have any of this talent out of the 8, 0 out of 8? Any one person here? You can say that I don't have any of this talent. At least one you will have, sure. Some people have 3, 4 also out of the 8. So, why am I telling you this? If you identify one out of these 8, one or more of this, you go in that direction and you will flourish in your life. You see that. Like, when I was in my 5th standard, my teacher was asking everybody, what you would like to be in future? Engineer, doctor, or chartered accountant, or, what would you like to be? So, I told her that I would like to be a brahmachari, I said. She was shocked, what is this? Why I said that? Because I have seen one of the monks coming in the street through our home on Sri Vaishnava. He would sing, he had a very cheerful face always, doing kirtan. So I had a desire that I also should do kirtan, I should teach Bhagavad Gita to the people in the world. So, but later on, of course, my father wanted me to become an engineer. I became an engineer in IIT Bombay. And afterwards, with his permission, I could dedicate my life. But why am I telling you? Intuitively, you will see somebody is a musician, somebody is an artist, somebody is a mathematician, somebody is a linguistic expert. So you have to find out what is one activity that you very naturally are inclined to. And in that field, if you go, how do you know that? It's very easily. You can detect it. How? It easily comes for you. Others also appreciate you for that. And you can learn in that field very fast. And you can advance much farther height than other people in that area. For example, you will see those people who sing well, they can also learn Mridanga well very easily. They can also learn Kartar. They can learn harmonium also. How many of you sing this? Correct, no? And if one is not having singing ability, then the tala, raga and all goes in different directions. They don't know how to put proper tala and raga, swara, they cannot do properly. So, don't try to do what naturally doesn't come to you. For example, one day Bhima developed a desire that Arjuna sings so sweetly, people appreciate him. I also want to learn to sing. So he started singing loudly in the palace, and everybody was disturbed because he didn't have a good voice. So then all the people went and complained to Vishnu that this fellow is making a lot of noise and he's shrieking. Nobody likes his voice. But Yusuf was thinking, how can I correct Bhima? He will get disturbed. So he went and told Draupadi, Draupadi, you are very intelligent. Somehow divert Bhima to some other activity. He is singing in a way it's what do you call it? It's a hoarse voice. He said. So Draupadi went to Bhima and said, hey Bhima, if somebody wants to learn singing, they should go to Ekant in the forest, solitary place. And one should learn singing there. You are sitting in palace and singing, it's a bustling city with so many activities. And he said, Draupadi, your suggestion is very good. Let me go to forest. So he took on harmonium and went to forest. So he sat in a mountainous area and he started singing very loudly. And within a short time, somebody came running there. And Bhima opened his eyes and saw, who is that? And that fellow saw Bhima and then he went away. So Bhima called him and asked him, hey, why did you come here and why are you running away? Who are you? And that fellow said, no, nothing. He said, no, tell me, what was the purpose? That man said, Bhima, I am afraid if I tell you the reason, You are very famous for beating up people. Huh? You promise me you won't beat me, then I will tell you. Bhima said, tell me what's the matter. Man said, see, I am a dhobi. I was searching for my donkey, he said. Huh? So now that, I understood it is not my donkey, I ran away. Bhima became so angry. He lifted his harmonium and just broke it to shreds and threw it out. Huh? And then he loudly cried. But he didn't just cry. He cried Krishna's names. Because Pandavas had a nature, whenever they were in trouble, they would think of Krishna. So he loudly cried Krishna's name, and Krishna surely arrived there immediately. Instantly he came. So Bhima asked, Krishna, how is it that you instantly came here? And Krishna said, anyone who calls me desperately, I immediately come. So I came. And Krishna said, see, for calling me, you don't need a sweet voice. Even if voice is hoarse, if somebody calls me with a good attitude, I will definitely come. He said. See, all the people are telling you not to sing because, Bhima, it is better for you to practice mace fighting instead of singing. So Bhima went back. And then he told Draupadi, Draupadi, now I know why you send me to forest. Idea is, do what naturally comes for you, grow in that field, achieve success and be happy. That is God-given gift for you. That's the second thing. So, rat is small, but then he could cut those wires and save the line. That is his unique potential, correct or not? Identify unique potential, flourish in that and be happy rather than blaming God for not giving you what you want. Whatever he has given you, you flourish in that. That is the second point. So, I told you, big and small have the potential to stand tall. Okay? And another important thing, we generally tend to label things as this is good, this is useless. Actually, there is nothing in this world useless. You will see, even the useless things become usable in many ways. For example, we throw certain food, isn't it? From that, there's something called vermiculture. Anybody knows vermiculture? You know vermiculture? Nowadays, they are telling us to separate the organic waste from the stationery and other things. Why? Because that can be used for vermiculture. So nothing in this world is useless. I'll tell you one story regarding that. One sage had three disciples. He wanted to teach them this lesson that no one is useless. He wanted to teach them this lesson. So he told them to go in different directions and fetch some jackfruit tree leaves. And he said, green leaf or dry leaf, you can bring anything. Take care, take care. So they went in three different directions. And all of them came with empty hand in the evening. Guruji asked, what happened to you? Why you didn't bring the leaves? One of them said, when I was picking the dry leaves, one old lady came and said, these leaves are used in the furnace. You can't take it free. For 1 kilo of these leaves, you have to pay so much rupees, she said. So I didn't have any money, I came back empty handed. Another disciple said, one fellow was powdering these leaves and preparing some medicine. He said, this is a very valuable leaf, so I can't give you free. Pay and take. Another place, one fellow said, he was combining the leaves and making a prasadam plate. You have seen the plate they make? In India, they make food leaves like this. So then Guruji asked, what did you learn? They said, sir, we thought that dry leaves are good for nothing. But today we learned the lesson, even dry leaves are also not useless. Then Guru asked them a brilliant question. If dry leaf is not useless, how can you guys be useless? Human being can do much more than a dry leaf. So this year in Kota, Rajasthan, where all over India, many brilliant children come there to study for IIT JEE. Many of them crack IIT JEE and then they get into IIT. Lots of children come there to study, but 22 of them committed suicide this year, in just 1 year, 2023. Very sad state because they thought that if I couldn't crack IIT JEE, then I am, what they thought? Therefore, it's a very important lesson for us to learn that no one in this world is useless. Everybody can do something. In our Pune temple, there was one brahmachari. This brahmachari came and told me one day, Radheshyam, ever since you came to Pune, very many engineers and doctors have joined the temple full time. Now brahmacharis are there. So he said, I am illiterate. I didn't pass beyond 5th standard. So I feel a lot of inferiority complex. Everybody is educated, they speak in English language, and I don't know the English also. So I sometimes wonder whether I can make it in this Brahmacharya ashram in this temple. I'm feeling very bad. So I identified that this fellow has a very good musical sense. He sings. So I sent him for the Mridanga class. I sent. After that, he came after 6 months to 1 year. He became Mridanga expert. And how many of you have seen people playing a very nice Shastriya Mridanga? You've seen that? They play very, very nicely. Like Bablu Prabhu teaches in Vrindavan and many other teachers teach nowadays. How many of you heard good Mridangam? You heard good Mridangam players. You seen right now? I think you are also practicing now. I think. Yeah. So he became such an expert when he would sing and play then Mridanga in our temple. Even big preachers started begging him, can you come for my program? So Monday to Saturday, every day they were taking. Then they were taking, some of them take in the morning, some in the afternoon. And now he was in big demand. He would be sitting in a cabin and there will be a line of preachers begging, please can you come for my program? And he said, wait a minute, I'll take my schedule now. Monday morning here, Tuesday. Janmashtami time, 1 month, he had more than 60 programs. Where he went and did kirtan with the Mridangam and everything. Later on he came and told me, Radheshyam, I am no more feeling inferior now. I also have got some value now. What did I do? I just identified his potential, that spark of fire, and I found it. That's all. This is what I told you. Big and small have the potential to stand. That is B. Then C, third one. All of you please repeat. Compare yourself with yourself.
Yourself with yourself.
That means don't compare yourself with others. If you compare yourself with others, you are going to suffer. For example, if your peer, one of your friend, you know, did something better than you, then and if somebody tells you that, see, your friend has got centum in mathematics, you only got 60, correct? No, immediately two things happen. One thing is we feel pain in the heart. Oh, somebody is criticizing me like this, and we also feel envy towards our friend. So best of friends have become broken in the relationship because of envying them and because of feeling inferiority complex. So how do we overcome the inferiority complex when it comes in the mind? Some people secretly go to your room, they bolt the door, and then they burst into tears. That means they are feeling inferiority complex. They are unable to take it. So it's very dangerous nature to feel like that. See, you will see a squirrel can climb with the top of the tree branch, but a giraffe cannot climb, correct? No? So the squirrel was telling giraffe, I admire you. You have such a long neck. Huh? You are so tall. Look at me, I am a tiny tot. Look at you, how tall you are. But giraffe said, squirrel, I admire you also. You know why? Because you can easily run into any hole. But when I run away from my enemies, my neck gets stuck in trees. So I am not comfortable with this long neck. My only advantage is I can directly catch the leaves of the tree and eat. I don't have to climb up a tree. That's the only advantage. But the disadvantage is my neck gets stuck. Whereas you can enter the hole and escape any enemy. So in this way, but animals never talk like this. We are just making a story like that. Animals never compare themselves with others. Do you think animals feel inferiority complex anytime? They don't feel. Who feels? Only humans only. Say somebody is doing pole vault. You all know pole vault. They take a stick in the hand and they run, keep the stick, they jump like that. But for you to be able to do pole vaulting, you should be fat or thin. Huh? Yeah? You have to be thin. Imagine if a pole vault fellow compares himself with a bodybuilder. Huh? Hey, how such a big body he has and I have a thin body. But a bodybuilder may have a fat body, but he can't do pole vault. But what a pole vault doing man, he can't be a bodybuilder. So therefore, don't compare yourself with others. That's the lesson we learned, correct now. So if you compare yourself with others, you are going to feel that inferiority complex. So I'll tell you a comparison story. Once upon a time, a crow felt inferiority complex. He told his wife, I am the ugliest bird in the world and I have the worst type of voice. And that he said. So wife said, I never told you this. Huh? Why do you feel like this? Why are you feeling unhappy like this? Be peaceful, be happy, she said. He said, no, 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 let me go out and figure out and come. So he went out. He went to a cuckoo and said, Cuckoo, your voice is so sweet. Coo! Like that next sounds, no? But look at my voice. Crack, 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 crack. Like that next sounds. And useless, he said. Cuckoo said, see, you are black, I am black, both of us are black. Only my God has given me a sweet voice. Otherwise, I am also not great. I am also not very happy, he said. Really, why are you not happy? He said, look at the parrot. He has got a beautiful red color beak and his body is green. Parrot green people like very much. Such a beautiful body he has. I think he's the hero amongst birds. So, and crow agreed. So he went to the parrot and said, Parrot, you are the most beautiful bird in the world. Parrot said, I am also not happy. He said, why are you not happy? He said, okay, I have a red beak and I have a green body, but look at my wings. They're only this much only. But have you seen a peacock? It has big wings. When you see a peacock dancing with moving the wings like this, how beautiful it looks. I think peacocks are the most beautiful birds amongst all the birds, like the parrot said. And crow also agreed, yeah, what you're saying is correct. He is more beautiful than you, undoubtedly. Okay, let me go and meet him. So he went in search of peacock everywhere. At last he found one big peacock in a zoo. A big feather. So he went to the peacock and said, Peacock, we all have concluded that you are the most beautiful amongst all the birds. But the peacock said, I am very morose, I am unhappy, he said. He asked why. You see, you say my feathers are beautiful, therefore these fellows have captured me and put me in the zoo. Nobody will catch a crow and put in the zoo. Isn't it? So, my dear crow, I think your life is better than mine. I am put in the, just like, for example, cinema actor and actress, in the movie screen, they appear very attractive, is it not true? But they put a lot of cosmetics also to make them look like that. So, if you have any of you have seen actors or actress very closely in the shooting room, if you see so much cosmetics they put on the face, and one take they take several times. You will get fed up if you do that. You have to act like that. But when you watch them in the movie, you ask that, I wish I can be beautiful like them. Correct, no? You think or not? And sometimes actresses are murdered also sometimes. That nobody wants. Correct, no? So, you don't have to be like somebody else. At last the crow became very happy. He went and told his wife, even peacock is saying, my life is better than his. So I am peaceful now. So in this way, the crow stopped comparing himself with others. So compare yourself with yourself. So those who are going for sprint, running race, 100-meter race, they will keep a stopwatch with them. Now it takes me 35 seconds. Okay, practice for 3 more months. Now it has come to 30 seconds. Run for some more months. It comes to 25 seconds. In this way, you will see that gradually they increase their speed. So they are comparing with whom? Themselves only. Compare yourself with yourself. That's what I said. So last year, say you got 10th rank in the class. Now you got 6th rank. You have improved or not? Compare like that. Compare yourself with yourself. How you are performing. You assess yourself against your previous performance. That's ideal. Now, it's not that you cannot compare. If you can make healthy comparison, that is good. Till now, what I have been talking is unhealthy comparison. What is healthy comparison? If somebody is better than me, I won't mind going and learning from them. Somebody is inferior to me, I won't mind helping them. But if somebody is better than me, I should not feel envy for them. Somebody is inferior to me, I should not belittle them or ridicule them. Right now, that is unhealthy. So try to understand what is healthy comparison, what is unhealthy comparison. If you can do healthy comparison, it's good. Otherwise, if unhealthy comparison comes in the mind, stop it and do only compare yourself with yourself. Is that clear? So I told you A, B, C. What is D? D is, are you doing all activities for duty's sake or you are devoted? Are you devoted or are you doing duty's sake? Like somebody is going to company. Are you going to company only for increasing your salary package? Or you put your quality, energy, time, attention interest in your work. One can ask like that. Similarly, you go to school to only get marks, or you study the subject with relish and interest. So, are you devoted, or are you doing it duty sake? So, I'll give you a couple of examples. For this, in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada was living in Radheshyam temple. One day, early morning, 5 o'clock, he saw one old lady was carrying water from Yamuna in a pitcher. She would, when she would be carrying on the shoulder, her whole body would be trembling. Very old lady, very skinny lady. And she would come and keep it in front of the sanctum sanctorum. And later on, Pujari will take it and then use it for Abhishekam and all that. Then Prabhupada was watching that every day. Prabhupada said, this old lady, nobody is that even appreciate her for her work. You are doing such a good work. She also doesn't expect from anything from anybody. She just brings the water, keeps it and goes. And Prabhupada said, definitely she will go back to Godhead. Prabhupada said, because Lord is watching from the top. Her hands are shaking. She's so old. Still she's rendering seva. So was she doing duty sake or she was devoted? What do you think? Very devoted. When I went to Vrindavan Yatra, especially Master, there was one small temple, and Maharaj was telling here, the pujari of this temple, Maharaj was telling, he joined his guru's ashrama when he was only an 8-year-old boy. Now this boy's age is 88 now. How many years he has spent? 80 years. So when this boy was around 15 or 20 years, the guru passed away. But while passing away, the guru told him, my dear child, you should take care of these Radhakrishna deities till your last breath. This is my order to you. Guru said, and Guru passed away. And this boy has so much faith in the Guru's order. That daily he would worship the deities, offer bhoga to deities, and people come, give prasad to them, everything. And now he's 88 now. My Guru Maharaj, Radheshyam Maharaj was telling, all of you put your head at his feet. He said, all of you take the rest of his feet. But the problem is, we can't even see him. He's hiding in the sanctum sanctorum inside. We are telling him, please come out. We want to see you. He is very shy. He doesn't come out of it. So, we were thinking, amazing, what a dedication. He is so totally dedicated. So we should be devoted and dedicated to our work, and we should actually not do things for duty's sake. Now, how does it help in overcoming inferiority complex? I'll tell you. What is the connection? I will tell you. Say, for example, whenever we join a company, and you are seeing that there is an outstanding performer. Some fellows are outstanding performers, everybody knows, correct now? In a very short time, they accomplished big goals. They are very competent people. They are the fellows who become team lead and then they become project manager, they become unit head also. You can see that very powerful people. Their thinking goes very far. That they can think ahead and they can actually engage thousands of people in work, that kind of thing. Now, imagine I am not such a person. Say I am a mediocre. When a mediocre compares himself with such big people, he naturally feel some inferiority complex. And many mediocre people feel that I wish I can be like him or her. Correct or not? But now I'm going to tell you certain things that can make a mediocre person extraordinary. Say, for example, if somebody is punctual to the company, or if somebody is a hard-working person in the company, somebody is very polite and respectful to the boss's understanding, the boss's needs, and is dealing with the boss in a very cooperative manner. Or somebody never quarrels with his colleagues, he can be a good team player. And somebody delivers the job on time, delivery time he keeps and does it. Although the quality may not be very great, but he is keeping delivery time promise. These are also qualifications for which people are continued in a company. You understand? So either you be a very extraordinary person, or you can be mediocre, but with some of these traits, some of these qualities. That means these are all dedicated people. They are ready to work hard. They are ready to be punctual. They are polite and respectful. They are very good team players. They keep delivery from so many things like this. So if I am a mediocre in some area, I can always think of what I can do in order to satisfy my superior. One should always think like that. Like for example, in our ISKCON temples also, somebody cannot be a preacher, somebody cannot be a singer. At least he can do one thing, he can be Charanamrita everybody. Or at least he can cut sabji. If somebody is regularly doing it, he will get a good name for a period of time. So be devoted and dedicated in whatever you do. Don't do for duty's sake. Say, for example, for this program, you tell somebody, can you please prepare this room for the program? So what that person can do, say 7 o'clock is the program. They may take the broomstick and like that they may do and they may go. Then the person who gave the order, prepare this, he may say that, hey, this fellow has broomed the room very fast, some dust here, some dust there. It is not a half-hearted job. Correct, no? So that person is devoted or is duty sake it is? Huh? Duty sake. And somebody else may sweep the room nicely, but then you leave the dust in the corner of the room. When you put on the fan, everything flies. So what is it devoted or duty sake? Duty sake. But somebody removes all the dust and he throws it outside properly. And then he puts all this mat and everything. It is a complete job. That means dedication means excellence. Whatever is given to us, we should make our effort. So in this way, you will see that in the Bhagavatam, Brahmaji is appreciating Kardamavani as a best servant. He's telling that, I ordered you, and then 5 things he says. You are very good in accomplishing the task given to you. You put your heart in doing it. You are respectful to the superiors. Like the 5 things he says. We should be dedicated in whatever we do. Even small service. Mother is cooking in the kitchen. She put her efforts to cook the best prasad. Everybody should do it in a dedicated manner. Then your dedication itself will make you great. You don't have to be a great person. The dedication makes you great. Yeah. Like the squirrel, correct, no? He was trying to put some little stones. He understood this is all I can do. But Lord Rama told Hanuman, see, you are doing according to your capacity and that fellow is doing according to his capacity. I am pleased with both of you equally, he said. The last one, E, is empowerment through prayer. See, prayer means what you can do versus what God can do. That means what you can do plus prayer is what God can do. That means if God decides to empower you, He can make the ordinary human into Hanuman. He can make like that, miraculously. For example, Hanuman, when he had to find Sita, he folded his palms and stood on the top of Mahendra Parvat. And he first meditated on Lord Ramachandra. Then he meditated on Vayu, his father. Then on Surya, his guru. And then chanting Jai Shri Ram, he leapt in the air exactly like Ramaban coming out of Rama's bow. It is a perfect example because he became an instrument in Rama's hands. Then he could find out Sita. All of you think of this one question which came in my mind. You see, Rama had one ring with him, Sita's ring. And he sent multiple monkeys to dozens of directions in the universe to find Sita. But he gave the ring to whom? Hanuman. What does that indicate? Rama knew that Hanuman only will find Sita. Otherwise, why did he give it to him? Correct, no? He could have given it to anybody else. He gave it to him. Because Hanuman knew the art of getting empowerment. Empowerment comes through prayer. So prayer and blessings, if one can accrue, then even a small person can become a very big person. Like Arjuna, he was weeping at the beginning of the battle. When he got empowerment from Krishna, he emerged victorious by fighting a very valiant battle. You can see that. Prabhupada was 70-year-old man, getting a couple of heart attacks on the way to America. But he prayed that Marken Bhagavat, one song he wrote. You know that? Bado Kripa Koile Krishna Adha Mera Prati. Like that, there's a song. In the song he says, my dear Lord, I don't know whether Americans will understand my language. I don't have bhakti, I don't have, I have Vedanta. I am like a play toy in your hands. Make me dance. Nachava nachavo. Prabhu nachavo se mate. Like that he says. I'm only instrument in your hands, you make me dance. So he totally and utterly depended on Krishna. He thought that in my old age I can't do anything here. And the city people are super busy. All the vehicles are going very fast and the whole country is passionate. How will they understand my Bhagavatam teachings? So he cried out. 1 year he tried sitting inside four walls. Nobody came for lecture. One day Prabhupada decided that if they don't come to me, then I'll go to them. So he saw that in park people are sitting, so he went to the park and with a small drum in the hand, he started beating and, singing Kirtan, Hare Krishna. Can any of you guess how long he sang Hare Krishna in the park? Anybody knows? How long? 10 minutes? 20 minutes? 3 hours. He said that very good. 3 hours he sang. Most often in the park, whenever he did Kirtan, 2 to 3 hours he would sing. And many hippies would come. They brought their instruments and eventually he brought them to his storefront. They all became devotees. So Krishna empowered Prabhupada in a very miraculous way the whole day. He performed superhuman tasks. In 12 years, starting 108 temples and so many things. So that's the empowerment. So 5 things I told you. Let us go from the A, B, C, D, E. One of you can say only one. Okay, one at a time. Who would like to say A? Any of you? Yeah, yes.
As per being good, you will end up being great.
Very good. Aspire to be good, you will end up becoming great. Give her an applause. Good. You can say the B one. Yes?
Big and small can still stand tall.
Very good. He is anyway tall. Okay. And C, any of you? C?
Compare yourself to yourself.
Compare yourself with yourself. Very good. And D, anybody else? Yes?
Trees against the
Yeah, you are very close there, correct. Should we do for duty sake or
sake or
devoted or dedicated? Because we should be dedicated and devoted in doing anything we do. We should not do it just for the sake of Naam ke vaste, duty sake we should not do. And E, very easy one. Last one. E. Anybody? Who hasn't spoken yet? You remember? E.
Yes. Empowerment through prayer.
Empowerment through prayer. Very good. So, if you focus on these 5 things which I told you today, you will never feel inferiority complex in your mind anytime. And you know that God has created all of us uniquely. See, the face cut you have, you didn't cut your face. God gave you the face cut. No? Similarly, the skin color which you have, you didn't design your color to be black or white. God has given you. You didn't choose your parents. God has given you the parents. Correct, no? Imagine if you are allowed to choose parents, everybody will say, I want to be son or daughter of Elon Musk. So, God has given you certain parents. So, in this way, you will accept in your life that God has put me in a situation according to my Purva Janma, karma, and everything. And you will be satisfied in that. And you will follow these 5 items which I told you. Then you will have a very peaceful mind, satisfied mind. And you will identify unique potential. Krishna says that, Yadyat vibhuti matsattvam Shrimad Urjidam Evava Tat Eva Avagatsatvam Mamatej Amsha Sambhavam. Every fellow, every jiva has some talent. That talent comes from me only. Cuckoos can, make sweet sounds by singing. That talent comes from me. I am the Balam Balavatancha. I am the strength of the strong. I am the Buddhi Buddhimatamasmi. I only gave the brain to Einstein. Einstein didn't create his own brain. Krishna says that. So, therefore, any of us possess any talent or skill set. It's all coming from whom? Krishna only. Mama Teja Amsha Sambhavam. It's a small Amsha of my Teja. So, when you look at the living beings, don't feel envy. Because God only has given them. If anybody is better than you, God only has made them better than you. So, if you envy them, then you are envying whom? God. So, don't envy them. God has given you what you deserve. God has given them what they deserve. Be happy. If somebody is performing better than me, I should clap hands. Well done. Come on, very nice. You did very well. In Kaurava Pandava army, Even they appreciated the enemies also. The enemies did well, they would cheer them and say, wow, that was a good move. They would say like that. I don't think they do it in cricket or baseball. They do that. If enemy plays better than them, they appreciate.
Yeah.
But in Vedic times, you see that. Whoever makes a very good move, they were appreciated. Because they knew, ultimately everybody accrues punya and they get accordingly, God gives them. So when I learned these things in my life, my mind became very broad and my mind also became very peaceful also. Thank you for the time.
7.
That means both programs are over now. Children's program and Convocation program both are over. 5 to 7. I can take some questions. Anybody, any questions? So if any of you came late, these children who responded, they can explain to you. If any of these 5 items, in case you came late.
Probably, the topic I wanted you to speak for adults was on Sankirtan, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana. So I was thinking that in a few minutes, can you shed some thoughts on that?
Yeah. I can speak for a few minutes, yeah. So I will speak a few minutes on that. But if you just go to my website, radheshyamdas.com, and just put Japa Talks, you will get more than 1,000 Japa Talks. So these Japa Talks are just 3-4 minutes only. 3 to 4 minutes. I speak every morning in Pune. 3-4 minutes I speak. Now recently somebody told me to make a video of those Japa Talks. So I speak about 10 to 12 minutes I speak, and recently I started uploading that also. So why am I speaking on this every day? Because Japa is a very, very important thing. And some Kirtana means Bahubir Militva Kirtana means Sankirtana. When many devotees come together and then we go out on Harinam Sankirtan, that we call it Sankirtan. And Japam is done individually and it is a softly uttering. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So both are important. Japam is also important, and our Haridas Thakur did both. He did Japa with his Japamala. He also went out and did Harinam Sankirtan also. Now, what is so special about this repeatedly uttering the name of the Lord? What is so special in the name? You may want to know. You see, one day when Parvati Mata was asking Shiva, what is so special about Vrindavan Dham? That in Vrindavan everybody glorifies Vrindavan. Is it because of the Yamuna? Is it because of Govardhan? Is it because of Kadamba forest? Or is it Krishna's flute? Is it the cows? What makes Vrindavan so special? Like that they were asked. So, like Shiva said, the holy name which is decorating the lips of the Vrijavasis, that is what makes Vrindavan special. Like that he said. Because Vrijavasis, when they utter Krishna's name repeatedly, the remembrance of Krishna is intensified by that. Now we also chant Hare Krishna, but we don't remember Krishna so much. But the truth is, the reality is, if you keep on uttering the mantra more and more, the stage will come when the mind gets so purified that Krishna's beautiful form will reflect on the mind of the devotee. And then Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes, activities, everything will manifest like that. So, therefore, Shiva said, like Yashoda is doing this churning of the butter. So her bangles, they are like this thing, like kartal, Lena like that. So she's doing like that, and the kundal also is moving. That's making sound also. The kundal is moving, bangles are moving, and she has semi-closed eyes. And what she is doing, yani yani ha Gitani, it is said. She is actually Tat Bala Charitani Cha, it says, which means she was singing a song about Lord Krishna. She was singing. And how did she sing that song? In the previous days, pastimes, she would coin them into a song, make it into a song. And then she would, like they sing in Vrindavan, you must have seen, in the fields of Vrindavan, then they would take this paddy and hit, you have seen, to remove the rice. Like that they beat. While beating also they sing a song. Sham teri bansi baje dhire dhire. Mohan teri bansi baje dhire dhire. Baje dhire dhire wo yamuna ke tire. Like that. Mohan. So when they are singing, one hand they'll be singing and they'll beat. They don't feel the pain at all. You know, because हाथ में काम मुँह में नाम मन में राम. As we say. So this is the way in Vrindavan people do all activities uttering the holy name, and uttering the holy name makes them remember. Now I tell you how. Now many years I left my native place in 86, I think, 1986. After that I went to IIT Bombay, and then I became a in Bombay. Occasionally I would go to my native place. So one day, even as a brahmachari, when I went home to my native place, on the way when I was traveling in the bus, I heard one cinema song which was very familiar to me in my school days. And in that area, still they keep playing the old songs nowadays. You've seen them, no? People that go to the townships in India. So when I heard that song, immediately the movie came to mind. And then the characters came to mind. And then you meditate on the meaning of the song, what he's saying, all that comes to your mind. Immediately the whole picture comes to your mind. So you can see that I only heard the sound first. Like you hear the song. Then when you hear that, oh, this is a very familiar song, then the words come to your mind. Afterwards, the characters come to your mind. And then what they're speaking to each other, the meaning of what they are saying comes to your mind. Correct or not? How many of you agree? Yeah. Which means we have experience that from the sound, all these things are manifesting. But this is on a material platform. And the same can be applied to the spiritual platform. Now we are singing Hare Krishna initially. Initially you like the tune. Then after you like the tune, gradually you start doing japa of the name. And then as you do japa of the name, then the form of Krishna will manifest. Then the qualities of Krishna will manifest. Then the activities of Krishna will manifest. Everything is like hidden. Just like in a radio, they have what you call this antenna. You push, ultimately it becomes small. You've seen that? There's no size. Similarly, Naam is like that. Inside the Naam there is, inside the Naam all this Rupa, Guna, Leela, everything is there. And you can actually, one by one, they can be brought out like this. And everything is hidden in the name, like that. So, therefore, so much emphasis Prabhupada gives on the Nama Japam. Should be done very attentively, carefully. Kintu Adara Anudinam Kalusaiva Jushta Swadhi Kraman Bhavatya Tadgatam Mulahantri. Goswami says that do it with utmost respect, he says. So you can go to Hare Krishna TV, YouTube, and put 30 ways how not to chant japa. There is one video. Ways not to chant japa, you put, you will get it. So they have literally shown like a drama, what all we should not do, how we should not chant. They say mobile japa, walking japa, distracted japa, all that they are showing that. You can see that. Of course, after seeing that, don't imitate it. We are supposed not to do that. So that means anyone who respectfully chants the holy name, they are the ones who gain the benefit. Then the holy name chanting will become deeper and deeper. And those who chant more quantity and more respect. With more respect you chant, with more quantity you chant, you will see that japa will take it will start revealing its power more and more. Now some of you may ask, what is the need of experiencing that power? Anyway, 16 down Prabhupada says, finish it off. Duty is done, and take the bead bag and hang it in the wall and liberate it from the bead bag for at least one day. And until tomorrow morning. Correct? You can think like that. That is like he was remembering that point. The duty sake or devoted. Correct? You can chant in a devoted way, or you can chant for duty sake. So duty sake means sometimes 3 rounds are remaining, 4 rounds are remaining. Somehow people walk here and there and look here and outside here and there, everything, and they finish it up. Somehow very fastly. Some people finish it in 4 minutes only. So we should be very careful in approaching the holy name with respect. So one person was asking one Swami, Maharaj, when I'm traveling, can I chant in the scooter or whatever? So Maharaj asked, imagine if there is a Microsoft interview, and will you give the interview in the scooter while going in scooter? Huh? So you definitely will want to sit peacefully and understand the question and answer, isn't it? Anything important in life, you will sit and give attention to it. So chanting also is like that. Very important. It's an interview with Radha and Krishna. One day his Holiness Lokanath Maharaj in Juhu, when he was brahmachari and Giriraj Swami Maharaj was also brahmachari, both. He wanted to meet Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So he told one devotee, tell him, okay, tell Giriraj Das brahmachari that I want to meet him. If he's free, he can come here, we both can talk. So this fellow went to find out and he saw Giriraj Maharaj. And Giriraj Maharaj said that you tell him I am busy. I am busy in a meeting, like that he had told. So he went and told. So he waited for half an hour, Lokanath Maharaj, and then Lokanath Maharaj went to his room. And he saw he is not busy, he is just chanting. So he went and told him, hey, you said you are busy? You are just chanting. He said, yes, I am having a busy interview with Radha and Krishna, he said. Yeah, I am talking to them now. This is my time to glorify them by chanting. It's my quality time with them I am spending. That's what I said I am busy. Just as if a guest comes to my house, I am talking to them. In the same manner, chanting holy name is also like that only. He said. And Lokanath understood. He said, oh, that day I understood chanting is a serious business. It's not an ordinary thing. Sometimes, we are chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Somebody wants to ask something, what do you want? And then we keep it like this. And then after you finish the talk, again you continue. That is not allowed actually. If somebody wants to talk to you, you should put it inside, that's all. And again start from the beginning. And not only this, in fact, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, for 4 rounds you should not talk. 4 rounds is called one kanti, they call it. That means 4, 4, 4, 4. How many total? 16. So you should not even adjust the clothes. For example, I want to put like this, it's little cold. Only after 4 rounds I should do. In between I should not do. So this is called respect for the japa. Don't make any adjustment. So don't see here, don't see there, don't do anything. Just if you're chanting 4 rounds, once you started means up to 4 rounds, don't do anything else. Those who chant like this, then this 4 rounds continuous chanting will increase the quality of chanting. You will see that. Tremendously it will increase. So I am stressing more on Naam Jap now because if you do Naam Jap well and develop a taste, then the Harinam Sankirtan will be very potent when we go out. Because Prabhupada sang in the park and the hippies are impacted by the holy name. Because the holy name carries some amount of loaded spiritual potency in it. Depending on which Vaishnava is chanting, how pure-hearted Vaishnava is chanting. One example is Gaura Kishore Babaji. So he went to one Dharmashala, stayed only for a couple of hours. He and Bihari, servant, both. And then afterwards he left and went from that place. So 3-4 hours later, one landlord came to stay in that same Dharmashala. He came. So he was Yatrik. So in the Dharmashala, he heard sounds. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So he was looking around. There was nobody around. He went outside and saw all around, absolutely nobody. Then he brought the landlord and showed him. See, the sound is coming. He also heard the sound. So they both were wondering. Then they found the bricks were chanting. Because Gauradas Babaji had chanted with such a potency, he loaded the bricks with holy name and went away. And bricks are continuously chanting. And they are hearing that vibration even after they went. Therefore, when great souls chant the holy name, even after they leave the place, that place gets an ambience. Very powerful ambience. Because they have called the holy name with the 3 very important attitudes. Helpless attitude. Nittahaya Bhavana, Niraprad Bhavana, Nishkapat Bhavana. 3 things. Nittahaya means like a drowning man begging for help to be brought out of the water. Anadi karma phale padiva varnava jale. Harivarana deki upai. He's saying, I have no way to get out of the samsara. Please uplift me. Please purify me. Please uplift me. Please accept me. Prabhupada says, this is the meaning of chanting. Please, you all can repeat this. Please purify me.
Please purify me.
Please uplift me.
Please uplift me.
Please accept me.
Please accept me.
These three things Prabhupada says in one lecture. So in this way, with this mood you chant, that is helpless attitude. And nishkapat means what? With no duplicity. Which means one should chant the holy name honestly with no type of material motivation. No, it's actually done only for pleasing Krishna only. No other. Like we used to chant the Vedic mantras. But we'll be with one eye open, we'll be seeing who is appreciating our chanting. Namaste astu bhagavan Vishweshwaraya Mahadevaaya Trayam Bhagaya Trivurantagaya Trikala Nikala Yakala Nirudraya Mrityunjaya Vishweshwaraya. So when you chant like this, no? So then the relatives will come. Wow, what a chant! This is a Yajurved chant. So as children, when we will be chanting, whenever somebody would appreciate, you partially want to chant, other partially you are also interested in who is appreciating. So that is called kapat. That's not nishkapat. Our nishkapat, like sometimes we want to appear saintly than actually being saintly. Similarly, some people want others to appreciate that my chanting is great. The goal is not that. We have to actually chant in a non-duplicitous manner. So, don't use the Mahamantra for material purposes. Use it only for awakening love for God. That is Nishkapat Bhavana. And Niraparad Bhavana means 10 offenses should be avoided. You all know the 10 offenses. So in this way, these are some ways by which our chanting can acquire its quality. We can respectfully chant. And that way can truly benefit. And then we can go out and distribute it to other people also. Recently, I go daily Harinam in Pune, 7 to 7:30 in the morning we go. Around the temple. Every day we go in different direction we go. Hyderabad also I do and Pune also we do. So recently boys had come. We had like some 800 students came for the Christmas vacation for 1 week. We had a program. So morning, every day when I went, almost like 200 boys will come with me. 200, 250 boys will go. So as we were dancing and going ahead, I saw one boy was very passionate. What he was telling, when he was dancing and he was telling everybody, raise the hand, raise the hand, they were raising. So one fellow was on the other side of the road, this fellow was telling, raise the hand. He was not raising. So this fellow crossed the road and lifted both his hands up. Right, raise the hand like he was telling. Later on, I spoke that day. I said, whenever you go on Harinam Sankirtan, we should remember Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, they are the ones leading us. We are actually going behind them. And Nityananda, how did he make people chant the holy name? There's one song which says that, you know that? Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Ram. Akroda Paramananda Abhimana Chunya Nitai Nagare Bera. Adama Patita Give Hare 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 Rama Maha Mantra Vino Vilayuriya Hare Rama Maha Hare Deke Hare Koje Vante Pranadori Amare Kiriya Noho Bhagavare Nityananda Bhume Gadidaya Chorara Parata Deno Dhula Pelota Hello Avatare Arati Nagar bole sei papi elo aye deno akrara paramananda nityananda says that Radheshyam, he would actually go to people to beg them to chant the holy name. He would actually put grass on his mouth, which is a symbol that I am insignificant, I am very humble. It's a sign of humility. And he would bow down to it. Actually, he would go to people and request chant the holy. If they don't chant, he would fall at their feet and beg them. If they still refuse chant, saying that I have no time or anything, he would roll on the ground. Dholake no time. And people would see such a handsome man, with a golden color complexion body, he is rolling on the ground. So they would tell him, hey, no, don't do that. We will chant. Give the Japmala immediately. Don't worry, we will chant, they will say. So I was telling this boy, see, you should never interfere with the free will of any living entity. You should beg them to chant, not catch their hand and lift their feet hand. When you go on the Harinam Sankirtan, why am I telling you this? Therefore, japa we should do well. Then we will develop that humility. And then we can compassionately distribute the holy name to suffering people. And also, we should not sing passionately when we go in the Harinam Sankirtan. We should sing in a way that will kindle the devotion in the hearts of people. That's very, very important. And also, we are not dancing for our enjoyment. We are dancing for whose enjoyment? Lord Krishna's enjoyment. So I told you a little bit about japa and a little bit about Sankirtan. Now, Prabhuji will speak to me. Prabhu, you would like to say that? I have spoken on japa and Sankirtan. Thank you. What is the time?
7:22.
Yeah. You had told them only till 7. They were wondering if they exceeded the program. Our children program was successful today because all the 5 they recollected. Right, no? For me, 2 children come or 25 children come makes no difference, provided those who are attending listen well and they are learning. When Prabhupada went to Russia, he preached only one boy. You know that? 2 boys came. One was Ivan and one was Narayan. Narayan was Indian boy. He didn't take much interest. He was a pious boy. He came and went away. But Ivan took a lot of interest. So 2.5, 3 days, Prabhupada gave him lecture day and night. And he became the seed of Krishna consciousness in entire Russia. He went on to become #1 preacher, Ananta Shakti Das. And whole Russian preaching emerged from that one boy. So therefore, the small children may appear small, but they may become very great leaders in future if they hear attentively and learn. Thank you very much. Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Sarvakharma ki
Jai.
You can do. I can take that. You can take that. You can take that also.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Kaliyuga Pavan Harinam Sankirtana Yagya Ki His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu Ji Ki